Hey there, friends. Happy Super Bowl Sunday to you. You're either having a sunny Super Bowl Sunday, or you might be like us and you might be having a soggy Super Bowl Sunday. But wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you will make it a sensational Sunday. I've got a couple new things for the shop today, so I wanted to take you through those really quickly. We got a new little fairy hut journal, and we've been waiting on this fabric for so long. This is the time fabric that so many of you just kind of seem to gravitate to. This time in a cream and white color instead of the black and white that we had going last time. I really like this because it's got a little more of a delicate kind of feel to it. The black and white was very bold, and though I do love black and white, I gotta tell you, I'm loving this cream color that we have going on here. This book is finished with a Tim Holtz Countdown Brad, this time 24, which of course denotes that there are 24 hours in a day. You know, sometimes we wish there were more, sometimes we wish there were less. A cool thing about this little journal is that you can see the packaging kind of showing through. You can see the text on the packaging. It's not evident, it's very hidden, but I do very much like it when someone picks up this book and goes, well, that's kind of neat, and then you can say, you know, it's made from food packaging boxes, because they really do go through quite a transformation, and I like that. I like that it's transformed. You know, that is, you know, alternative kind of, what am I trying to say? Altering to, you know, a pretty extreme degree, which you know me, I'm into that kind of thing. This book is finished with a sweet charm, a little clock that has the winder thing on it, and some amber and white glass beads. I thought that these went really, really nicely with the cream kind of texture that we have going on here. So let's take a peek inside. We've got the first thing that we're going to see is a cityscape, and I think there's probably no time more important than time in a city, especially if you're trying to get around to places. You know, you've got subways, you've got buses, you've got times to be there. Cities seem to operate very much on a time schedule. Of course, we're still talking about story, and this is your storybook right here. We'll just flip through the pages. I've got some luscious papers for you to play with. Of course, it's almost Valentine's, so I stuck you a Valentine's card in here. Some sweet little coloring pages. I gotta pull this out and read it to you. This is so cool. This is from Victoria magazine. I think it's called An Intimate Place. Creating an intimate atmosphere. It's Victoria magazine, and my friend Donna sent this to me. This is from Madame Bouvier. When it rained or snowed, Charles would direct his horse over the shortcuts. Every night he would come home to a glowing fire, the table set, the furniture arranged comfortably, and a charming woman neatly dressed, smelling so fresh you wondered where the fragrance came from, and whether it wasn't her skin lending the scent to her petticoat. She charmed him by a number of elegant gestures. Sometimes it was a new way of cutting paper sconces for the candles, a flounce that she changed on her dress, or the extraordinary name of some quite simple dish that the maid had spoiled, but that Charles swallowed with pleasure down to the bitter end. I love it. I just love it. I love that sense of how a woman has created such a sense of home for a man. Now, I've never read Madame Bouvier, but I think it would be fun to read simply because of those really kind of remarkable descriptions right there. Talk about charming a man. It's fun to think about. I have an envelope in here for you that has some tickets. And there's our mystery lady. There she is right there. There's a pack of papers and fun things for you to play with inside this envelope. More hearts, a strand of magenta and green flowers. I think those are so pretty. And, you know, they're easy to cut apart, y'all, and use on the ATCs that you'll find inside this book. This is a crushed paper heart that's been sprayed with, I think I used some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist on this. Turned out really pretty. And I love to work with crushed paper. It's almost as fun as inky papers. It's a little neater than the inky papers. I thought that this was just so pretty. It's the front of a greeting card. You know, we've got some very pretty daisies in a vase here. It kind of went well with the cityscape thing that we have going on. Kind of a juxtaposition between, you know, country things and city things. ABCs for you to play with because I just think they're fun. And no, I mean, they're not all here. But that's a challenge, isn't it? See what kind of words you can make with what you have, and then design your own font and fill out the rest of your words. This is from a Take 5 art challenge. I was not happy with it, and then I cut them all up, and I got happier with it. I think it's good that when you're doing art challenges, and I want to do more to kind of persevere, right, with your art challenges. It's a great way to improve your chops. I've got a paper stack for you to play with, and of course you'll find papers in these pockets as well. Don't forget about your washi tape down here, and don't forget about all of your nice fibers up here to play with. And you know, if you choose, you can take the charm off the spine and do something with that. You know, maybe create a necklace or a gift for someone. You know, we think about time and we think about how it impacts our lives. I mean, this is education ephemera, and who doesn't remember, you know, learning to count, sitting in math class, you know, learning addition, subtraction, multiplication. I kind of gravitated to words, not numbers, but I think, you know, I think we kind of go one way or the other. Some of us are gifted enough to be adept at both numbers and words, but not me. I'm a word girl. This is a timesheet. Talk about time. This is a beautiful page from a magazine called Reminisce. Now, I'm not going to take this out here and start reading it, but it's stories about the Depression and the Dust Bowl. It's just amazing how people survived during that time in history, during that era. Just remarkable stories of survival. And they're such sweet family stories. This is a heart that's made from a paper towel. Jennibellie has a great tutorial about using up your paper towels. A phone call message sheet. We don't see these anymore. When I was an office worker and I worked, oh my gosh, you know, I worked at a newspaper, I worked at a radio station, I worked in all kinds of offices. I was a booking agent for a long time. So I am accustomed to seeing things like this. The whole technology of mobile phones and digital this and digital that, it's, you know, I'll be 60 this year. So it's been something very interesting to watch. This is such a lovely photograph This is from the Reminisce magazine. Memories of Mom. Sun spills over Leora Collins as she relaxes with a favorite radio program in 1938. Her son, Walter Stewart Collins of Stoughton, Wisconsin, says the family was living in Daly City, California, when this photograph was taken. Is that not just an extraordinary photograph? I really do love that. Talk about a time. I think this is from a Yahtzee. You know, games rely on numbers, and numbers, that's time. I got a doggy up here because I love doggies. We just realized this morning that our older dog, Mr. Kronk, is going to be 12 years old this year. And my poor boyfriend, he went, ooh. And I went, it's okay. You know, he's a healthy 12. He's okay. And then our little beagle dog that we rescued, well, they're both rescue animals, is going to be 8 years old. So, ooh, we've got some older doggies going on, but we sure do love them. Love them, love them. Got some glittery, a glitter tag for you. Now, on the back is just a white tag, but, you know, if you're in a glitter mood, then if you're in a glitter mood, work on this side. If you're not in a glitter mood, work on that side. I've got another paper stack in here for you. Here's another thing that we're not seeing anymore. You know, we aren't seeing actual physical receipts. I was at CVS not long ago, and we talked about this, and I was looking for the receipt in my bag, and the clerk said, oh, we emailed it to you. And I was like, okay, well, I don't remember signing up for that, but okay. I think that they got the information from my my frequent customer card, you know, that CVS card that you have. But there's just so much paper, y'all. Paper is just disappearing. That's just all there is to it. This is a sweet little Tim Holtz stamp that says time flies, and it's the body of a moth, and then there's a clock face right here, if you can see that. And another pocket of fun papers for you to play with. This is about a Duchess corset. I don't even want to think about that. Corsets. Oh my gosh, that really did change, didn't it? You know, during the like Victorian, Edwardian kind of era, you know, women were wearing those flowy kind of Greek gowns that you see with the empire waist, you know, that you see in the Jane Austen movies. And then all of a sudden, you know, in the early 1900s, women were wearing corsets. Dear me. Oh, that must just have been painful. Some inky papers for you. More papers to play with. This is another piece from Victoria magazine. You can see a nightgown up here and some knitted pieces. Oh my lord, it's just so pretty. So I really did have to include some lace for you to play with if you choose to maybe make ATCs out of this extraordinary imagery. Keys and locks. I'm very fond of keys and locks. Can't think about the passage of time without thinking about the seasons. Now, I put you some flowers in here so you can spray them or color them or paint them or whatever you want. I make these from envelopes and other scrap kind of papers. There we go. That shows you a little more about it. And you can do this. I keep envelopes in my start box, and then that way I always have something to do when I'm downstairs watching the Super Bowl or whatever. I'm trying to be social. I try to be social with my fellow. I do spend a lot of time in my studio. I spend quite a lot of time working, but I do try and be downstairs with him and with our doggies and be social in the evenings. You know, we talked about spring and summer and flowers. Well, you got to talk about fall and what that particular time of the year means. I'm not a winter girl, so I am not quite enjoying the cold weather, But then you think about cold weather, it really does have to happen, right? It has to happen in order for the cycle of life and growth and vegetation to kind of get started all over again. So, you know, sometimes we have to reframe the things that we're not super fond of, and that's kind of been a theme with me this winter, is trying to reframe what I really don't like, which is winter. I've got some pretty sparkly ribbon for you. Hearts to play with. This time it's a paper heart and also a fabric heart back here, and some corrugated cardboard, because I love corrugated cardboard. I'm thinking of doing a lot more with it. I like texture, you know, I like depth and texture, and corrugated cardboard is an easy way to create some texture. Another heart here. This was one of my super favorite sprayed papers, inky papers, as I like to call them. I think it turned out so neatly, and the way that I do these, I'll have to do, I did a video, y'all. I'll put it on an iCard and show you how I do my stacked stencils and my inky papers. I don't think there's anything that kind of gravitates time like looking at an old photograph. This one, I imagine, I'm really not sure what year it is. This was in a package of 1889 ephemera that I received as a gift, and I'm just absolutely entranced by it. I have started matching up the photographs of the people that I see through the years. It's just fantastic. This little girl is playing croquet. Now, I remember playing croquet at my grandma's house when I was maybe 5 or 6. It's in a Tim Holtz cabinet package. This is not authentic. The photograph is. There's a vintage book page, and I wanted to read this to you. This is all about wood. Lignin, an organic substance closely allied to cellulose and forming the essential part of a woody fiber. Lignite, containing lignite, resembling lignite. There was something in here. Oh, there it is, lignite. A soft brownish black coal in which the texture of the original wood can still be seen. It's very interesting. Paper is wood, and I thought that was a fun little vintage dictionary page to put in here. We have some sheet music. This is from the Handy Kitchen Tips from the American Recipes book. I thought that these pictures looked really pretty together. These are plums, all kinds of beautiful plums. Isn't that gorgeous? This is some 1941 ledger paper. A vintage Christmas card. I loved her. From Cora M. Percy. My grandma's name was Cora, and my little boy's name is Corey, and he was named after my grandma. A napkin for you to play with. I love the colors. A little nod to summer. Come on, summer. And some braiding. I'm crazy in love with braiding right now. An owl. This is another pocket of just things for you to play with. Right there is this is a packaging piece. And on the back, there's a story about a fairy and her beautiful fairy hut. And then there's something about wicked witches and fire-breathing dragons. It's very hard to see, but it was so much fun. I wanted to include it in here. The fiber on this is from a potato bag. It's that plastic stuff that potatoes and onions come in. And I just thought that was very interesting, and I know you guys can make something super cool out of that. I was so dismayed, y'all, to find out that they are not renewing Emerald City. Were any of you watching Emerald City? It was only ran for 1 season, and I loved it. I thought that the characters were fantastic, especially East. I love the Wicked Witch of the East. I just thought she was so neat. We've got an old bicycle, old sheet music. This is from the 1942 Red Cross Nursing Manual. I like this because it's a graph about tuberculosis and how tuberculosis deaths have improved through the years. It goes from 1900 to 1938. I thought that was very interesting. I've got a fabric page in here for you. More of the Take 5 art project that I did. This is so pretty. I mean, you can tell that that is an ink and quill probably wrote this. Judge George Addison Ewing, Saco, Maine. The mark is Boston, Massachusetts, Back Bay Station. I think it's 1918. Very beautiful piece of ephemera. Talk about time. It's 100 years old. That envelope is 100 years old. I put some Hardy Boys in here for you because it was from the book. Hold on. While the Clock Ticked, from 1950, maybe 55, I think, was the date on that book. And then in the back of the book, there is a card for you to alter, and I included some hearts in this card as well. So there you go, guys. Got that little book is 24. And it's 6 1/4 by 4 1/2 by 2 on the spine. And this book is $40. And I should have it in the shop a little later on today. Our last little book today is just a whimsy, fun thing. You guys will recall the fairy hut fabric that I have. I love it. It just makes me happy. So, of course, we finished it with some sparkly beads and some white beads here, all glass beads. So sweet and fun. This has no ephemera in it. It's just a fun piece. Hairy paper clips really turned out well on this one. Lots of pink and blue. Because it was a fairy hut book, I found some paper that was, here, I'll show it to you. So you can see that it's a plot, you know, for an office building or whatever. That was funny. And of course, we're starting off with fairies. Every good fairy needs a story. What's your fairy story? We've got stickers, things to color, fun papers, wacky papers, just like this. This is a fold out. This is a secret pocket with lots of fun things right in here for you to play with. Got some vintage stickers. Sequins, gotta have sequins if we're talking fairy. A day at the beach. These are 3D stickers, fun. And I believe that this is a Disney princess. I am sorry, I do not know my Disney princesses, y'all, because I have boys. I didn't spend a lot of time with princesses. I do not know who she is. I do not know who she is. She's a princess. Things for you to color, stickers. This is another little package of things to play with. This is a sticker that says girls just want to have fun. Remember that song by Cyndi Lauper? Girls just want to have fun. Wings for you to play with. A little birdie. Birds are fun. Oh my goodness, this is a fun pocket. We've got border strips, we've got tickets, we've got little stickers back here, we've got a bookmark right here, we've got 2 bookmarks right here, and we have a purple bunny rabbit with a pink bow tie. Bling for you. Couldn't we all use a nice chair on the beach now? Stickers, some inky papers, fun bookmarks. This is a cupcake. And some fairy imagery here. Some of the beautiful little fairy flowers, we'll call them fairy flowers, sparkly paper, stars, little stickers, little animal stickers, fun things to color, more animal stickers because we love animals. Tickets, border strips, a big thing that says fairies, more of the vintage stickers. This is a fold-up box that becomes a little bear, a Daffy Duck, sparkly, shiny, butterflies, happy, fairy, stuff. There are 3 stars in here, 3 of these wooden stars. I thought it'd be fun if you made your own fairy wand. I don't care if you're 6 or 90. Everybody needs a good fairy wand, right? So get yourself some popsicle sticks, make yourself a fairy wand, and send me a picture. I want to see it. Fairy Hut is 6.5 by 4 1/8, and she's 2 3/4 on her spine. I will have this going in the shop later on today, and Fairy Hut is $30. So we've got a $30 journal, and we've got our $40 journal right here, guys. I hope that you have a delightful and wonderful and fantastic Super Bowl Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks, y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.